Wife told me to manage my time better while I worked doubles for her designer bags, so I stopped managing her entire life. She called it a tantrum until the bills hit. My wife said I should manage my time better. This came from the same woman I hadn't taken a day off for in months, so I stopped doing anything that benefited her. She called it a tantrum. Then she begged for things to go back to normal. I just worked a double shift at the warehouse because she wanted the designer handbag she'd been obsessing over for weeks. I walked through the door at midnight, exhausted, only to find her waiting up. Not because she missed me, but because she needed to spend 2 hours dissecting every detail of her coworker's promotion while I stood in the kitchen fighting to keep my eyes open. She sat on the couch the entire time, scrolling through her phone, only pausing twice. Once to ask, "Are you even listening?" and once to complain that I'd forgotten to pick up her dry cleaning during my 15-minute lunch break. When I finally said I needed sleep because I had another double starting in 6 hours, she rolled her eyes. Then came the speech. How I never made time for her anymore. How her friend's husband always planned surprise dates. How maybe her ex was right about me being emotionally unavailable. "Maybe if you managed your time better instead of wasting it at work," she said, holding up the handbag I just sacrificed 48 hours of overtime to buy her. She'd never said thank you. That's the part that kills me. I told Marcus about it during our break the next day. I was running on 3 hours of sleep. He looked at me over his coffee, quiet for a moment. "You know what would be interesting," he said, "if you just stopped." "Stopped what?" "Everything. Stop being her therapist, her ATM, her problem solver, her entertainment. Just stop and see how long it takes her to notice you're a person, not a service." Marcus had divorced 2 years ago from a similar situation. Now he seemed genuinely content. "But she'd lose it," I said. "That sounds like a her problem," he replied. "You've been drowning while she complains the pool isn't heated enough." That night I moved my things into the guest bedroom. I canceled the weekend trip I'd been planning as a surprise. I removed my card from her phone's payment methods. I deleted all the reminders I kept for her appointments, her friends' birthdays, her car maintenance. When she got home from brunch with friends, she found me watching a movie I actually wanted to watch. "Why is your stuff in the guest room?" she asked, confused. "I'm giving us some space," I said simply. "Space? What are you talking about?" Her voice rose. "And did you cancel my hair appointment?" I got a notification. "I didn't cancel it, I just removed it from my calendar. It's your appointment." Her face cycled through confusion, then irritation, then anger. "Are you seriously being petty about yesterday? I was just trying to help you improve. You're acting like a child." I turned back to the movie. "Also, my card declined at brunch," she said. "I had to use my own money. What's going on?" "That was my card," I said. "Use your own account from now on." She stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. By day 3, she'd missed her hair appointment because she forgot to put it in her own calendar. She locked herself out of the house because I wasn't answering her calls during my shift. She got into an argument with her mother that spiraled because I wasn't there to mediate and fix it like I always did. By the end of the first week, her car had been making a strange noise for 4 days that she kept expecting me to handle. The leak under the kitchen sink I'd been meaning to fix was now her problem. She tried to hang pictures herself and put 3 holes in the wrong wall. I could hear her on the phone with her sister. "He's being completely unreasonable. I don't know how to deal with the plumber. That's not my thing. He always handles this stuff." On day 10, she came home with expensive takeout and a card. "I'm sorry I was critical," she said, though her tone suggested she was sorry about the consequences, not the behavior. "Can we please go back to normal? This is exhausting." I looked at the food I knew she'd put on her own card for once. "This is my normal now." Her face crumpled in disbelief. By week 2, her sister came over and spent an afternoon helping her deal with the various household issues piling up. I heard her sister say maybe he had a point. My wife snapped back, "He's supposed to be my partner." That evening she knocked on my door, softer this time. "I didn't realize how much you did until you stopped doing it," she said quietly. "I'm overwhelmed. This isn't fair. You're supposed to support me." I opened the door and looked at her standing there, surrounded by the chaos she'd been living in. "I was overwhelmed for years while you told me I was wasting time at work earning money for your handbags." I showed her the consultation confirmation email from the divorce attorney on my phone. Her face went white as she realized this wasn't about the dry cleaning anymore.